in terms of big data analytics, then there is this technology piece, which is how do we manage to get value out of the data? And there's the actual act of extracting information, insights from data, which is the traditional analyst. Do you see any problems there? Do you see that there is a shortage of people who can look at data and give you insights? Is that one of the things that you as well see, given that McKinsey has come out with this report some time back about the shortage of analysts?
Yes, to some extent today, but I think the problems are being solved. Clearly, there is. We have built a pool of people that know how to access data through SQL queries. So that's a much larger pool than people who know how to do MapReduce programs. So the companies are busy working on layers that allow you to communicate with your platform through SQL queries. I assume there are also APIs that could be built to feed certain applications.
So one of the way I have put in the past, and this sounds to be the case, you study military history and strategy. There's this beachhead strategy which a lot of people talk about. And if we look at your company, you've done one thing at a time, not 20 different things at a time. Slowly and gradually have grown in the last 10 years. Is that the approach you took, that let's take one problem, focus on it, amass all your resources, address the problem, and then move on to the next? Or have you done multiple problems at the same time? Because I see a lot of entrepreneurs trying to catch 2 or 3 chicken at the same time. Some people succeed, some don't. What's your thought on that?
Well, I don't think that you really can do only one thing at a time, because in some cases you can. In some cases your product is simple enough and defined enough that you can, but in a lot of cases, in order for you to be successful, you have to solve a suite of problems at the same time. And if you have a point solution for the marketplace, you're not necessarily going to be successful. So you need to identify the core elements of that suite, and you may have to work on them at the same time. That is still focused, but it may require different elements of development or features that you need to be able to do to make sure that your true objective is going to be accomplished, but you're not going to be weak on the flank and be outflanked by a solution that is actually more successful at addressing the client needs, because it is not just a point solution that addressed a tiny portion of the problem. It is something that a client can realistically use and feel that your solution is making an impact, and it's not just a tiny portion of solving their problem.
Now, Magid, in a sense, it would be like a building block, because you've got competing priorities. Different clients say different things. You listen to them carefully, and then somebody may come back and say, "Oh my God, I've got these 20 things to do," because there is a demand for it. You can't do all the 20 things at the same time, obviously. So in some way, you will have to prioritize and build your company block by block, which is what you've done. As I've seen in the past, you did one thing, and then you acquired another company, then you start doing the academy, and so on and so forth. So, and I know that is not a grand design that you had at the beginning, but when you do this prioritization, you have to say no to a lot of things. So what goes in your mind? What's the process? Do you talk to your colleagues, your employees, your leadership team, board? What's your method?
Well, first of all, I think that's one of the the major factors that determines whether you are successful or not. You can't be all things to all people, and you can't spread yourself too thin. So I actually believe one of the things that has affected my philosophy in running a business is reading about military strategy. And in military strategy, they clearly tell you that the key to success is to seek an objective, mass your forces, and make sure that you have enough focus and overwhelming force on on reaching your objective, and move fast, not waste time in preparation or even in perfection.